Hi everyone, my name's Ollie and I'm a professional cooking teacher at Lester B. Pearson School of Culinary Arts in Montreal. Thanks for joining us again, welcome back. Today I would like to show you a chicken cacciatore recipe. So what do we need today? Let's get right into it. Underneath you have a list of all the ingredients to make between 3 and 4 portions. And in the way of equipment, you need a saucepan that can go into the oven. You need some fire, a pair of tongs, a wooden spoon, and that's about it. So first thing to do, we need to brown off our chicken. I've already started to brown off just for speed of the video, but I'm going to finish now the last piece for the portion. So I patted this dry. You want to make sure that your chicken's dry because otherwise it's not going to get a nice color, too much of a nice color in the pan. The moisture's going to come out and it's going to steam a little bit. After that I just seasoned it with a little bit of salt and cracked pepper. Pepper isn't necessary, but you do want to season with salt. So first thing to do, I have a tablespoon of oil in here, nice and hot. We're going to go skin side down, and that's the noise you want. You do want to hear a nice little sizzle. You want to really take your time on this part of the process because this is where we're going to start to develop a nice, rich flavour. The caramelisation of the chicken is where the flavour is going to come from into the sauce afterwards. Don't want to move it around too much. You want to allow the pan and the heat to do its work. When you move it around too much, the same thing is going to happen with the juices inside the chicken. They're going to come out into the pan and you're going to end up steaming your chicken rather than searing it. Then we'll turn it over. So as you can see on this chicken here, we have a nice golden brown colour. That's exactly what we're looking for this final piece. We'll turn the heat down a little bit. And this is really a really nice recipe because we're going to be cooking everything in the one pot, which is great for ease of feeding multiple people at the same time. Okay, so we've got our brown chicken. Just going to put that onto a plate just to the side. And now we're going to start to add the other ingredients into the same oil. So all the flavour from the chicken is still in here. So we're going to start with our onions. We're going to turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to add the mushrooms too. Just give it a little stir, not too much because we don't want to knock out the moisture of the mushrooms. We do want to get some nice colour on here as well. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. If you want to come over, just going to show you, the pan dried a little bit, so we just add a little bit of oil. And then again, that's the noise you want. And we're just going to roast those. So we start developing a little bit of colour. I'm going to add a touch of salt in here. Start the seasoning process. Now I'm going to go in with my garlic as well. Give the heat a little more. It's just going to take a couple of minutes for that. Like I say, it's just to start to develop a little colour on the mushrooms. Once the onions start to go a little translucent, starting to smell really nice. I wish you guys could smell it. Now I'm going to turn the heat up to the last minute before I add the wine to deglaze the pan. If you want to come back over, we can see exactly what we're looking for. Here we're starting to develop some nice colour on the mushrooms. Okay. Now what we want to do, once we have the colour that we're looking for, we're going to add the white wine straight in. And then we're just going to scrape the bottom of the pan. This is going to help to release any bits of chicken residue, any garlic that's stuck to the bottom of the pan or onion. We'll just scrape up all of that goodness. Turn down the pan. We're not looking to reduce it too much. We're just looking to bring it up to a boil. Now we're going to add our crushed tomatoes. With the tomatoes, you can use crushed, diced, juiced. It's really up to you. If you respect the quantity in the recipe, you can swap it out. Here I have some red peppers. What I did with my peppers, I roasted them in the oven for about 10 minutes on very, very high, 450 degrees. I turned them halfway round, took them out, and then I peeled them. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to take off the peel. You can just slice or chop raw red peppers, or you can buy ready peeled peppers in a jar, and there are some good products out there in fact. So we'll mix that in. If you did the chickening portion video, we made a chicken stock at the same time. So now I'm going to add in the chicken stock. Give it a stir. And then with the olives, straight in. And then we're going to wait for this to come up to a simmer again once the heat's nice and high. And we're going to add in our chicken pieces straight on top. So because I'm using the chicken that we portioned together in the video, I have bits of breast, bits of drumstick, bits of thigh. In the recipe it says that you can swap it out and just use breast, just use leg, just use thigh. It's completely up to you. So now, if you want to come over, I can show you. Everything's in the pan, chicken, the sauce. This goes directly into the oven. The oven I had preheated at 375 degrees. So we're going to put that in the middle shelf. And then I have one that's ready for me to show you guys the finished product. And you can see how the sauce is cooked down. It's really deepened in color. The skin is still nice and crispy on top. I'm going to show you guys how to finish the dish. So first we're going to take out the chicken. And as you can see on this piece here, this is the one that I spoke about in the last video, how we French trim, and you can see how beautiful the bone looks now that it's nice and clean. We also have a wing, a little wing there. And now I'm going to finish the sauce. So in this pan, now that it's just the sauce, we're going to add a touch of olive oil, just a touch. This is going to give it a nice shine. It's also going to give it another flavor profile. It's going to be add a little peppery note to it. I'm going to grab a spoon. We're going to add a little bit of parsley into the sauce. Stir that around. Lovely. Now we're going to take the sauce, now that we've added the olive oil and the parsley, and we're just going to spoon that on top of our chicken, like this. This goes really well, this kind of sauce goes really well too with fish. You could do a baked cod dish like this. You'd reduce the cooking time significantly. But the flavors would go really nicely with that. Clean up that plate a little. And then what I've also done, in the oven, I roasted some little cherry tomatoes. I just cut them in half. I put some sea salt on, a little bit of olive oil, and I just roasted them on a low oven. And then we can just, for presentation wise, and it also adds just a really nice richness of tomato flavor. There we have the cherry tomatoes. I have a little bit of picked parsley that I put on top as well. So here we have a really nice Italian inspired dish. Chicken cacciatore, roasted peppers, mushrooms, and white wine. Thanks for joining us. If you do decide to go ahead and cook this dish, please tag us, share with us. We're really interested to see what you guys are doing if you're joining in. Look forward to seeing you guys again. Happy cooking and take care.